Fossil fuels are a non-renewable resource. They're found in three forms, as you know: oil, natural gas, and coal. Oil and natural gas are fossilized plankton. Coal is fossilized plant material. You may know that in the early 20th century there were some oil company ads that had these cartoon pictures with brontosaurs coming out of tailpipes that sort of promoted the idea that oil came from dinosaurs. In fact, it did not come from giant dinosaurs. It came from microscopic plankton in the oceans. We're all familiar with the many problems associated with fossil fuels. The biggest one, and the one green building designers focus on, is climate change. Now, none of these costs is reflected in the price of oil. The real costs of burning oil and coal and natural gas, the real cost is high, but the price in the marketplace makes it look like it's cheap. Fossil fuel is a non-renewable resource. We're not sure exactly how much fossil fuel remains, but we are sure that it consists of a finite and limited amount. So, at some time, probably still in the future, fossil fuel production will reach a peak quantity and then begin to decline. That midway point, when half the reserves have been used up, and after which there will be less in reserve each year than there was the year before, that is sometimes referred to as peak oil. Every non-renewable resource follows a similar pattern, and this pattern was discovered by a geologist, Hubbert, who worked for Shell Oil Company. New oil or gas fields are discovered in some region. Then more deposits are found. At some time, the rate of discovery reaches a peak and then begins to decline. Meanwhile, the deposits begin producing, starting with the largest and the easiest first. Eventually, the rate of production in that area reaches a peak, and then it begins to decline. The amount of energy returned on energy invested, EROEI, also declines. And we want to make a distinction between reserves and resources. A resource is the total quantity of material that exists in the Earth's crust. We have depleted some of the oil resource and some remains. Resources get used and they can only go down. Reserve is the quantity that's been discovered and that can still be used in the future. Reserves can go up. And by the way, when we're talking about peaks and declines, coal and natural gas are also non-renewable resources, so they will also have peaks and then declines, as will any non-renewable resource like phosphorus and so forth. In the next lecture, we're going to talk about the energy transition. And here are some sources for you.